Hi, it's Mark Owen from Moose Marketing and PR, the editor of Punchline magazine, and welcome to Punchline Talks. Today I'm outside Safran, just off Hatherley Road near Cheltenham Road, and I'm joined by Glen. He's the Chief Secretary for the Treasury. Hello there, John.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. Thanks ever so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it. Why are you here in Gloucester?
Well, Richard Graham, the excellent local MP, has asked me to join him to see some of his local businesses that many of his constituents work at, and it's great to be here at Safran. I'm just about to have a tour, I think, and find out about their growing business and their great number of local young people who are doing apprenticeships here. And I've also been at Dowty Propellers earlier this afternoon. I had a tour and seen how they make the propeller blades, and it's fantastic, very impressive.
I mean, Gloucester is thankfully blessed with so many great businesses across the county, but we are really worried. At the moment, interest rates are going up to 4.5%. Sure. Inflation is rampant at 10%. What can you say to the business community to sort of ease our fears, shall we say, of the future?
Well, what I can say is that the government is fully committed to doing whatever it takes to work with the Bank of England to get inflation down. We've committed to targeting halving that. It's looking like it's going to go lower than that by the end of the year. That's really important. It gives certainty to businesses as they plan investment into the future, and obviously then interest rates will stabilise as well. But of course I recognise this is a difficult time, and that's why it's really important as ministers we get out, meet the leaders and the workers in local businesses across the country. This is next to my home county of Wiltshire, and I want to understand what the challenges are on the ground in individual businesses in different sectors. So as a Treasury Minister, I'm obviously very close to some of the big decisions that the Chancellor has to make. I'm his deputy, and this is a great opportunity to be here in Gloucester with Richard Graham and to talk through some of the challenges that are existing here.
Now, the big question I get asked all the time is about the rising cost of energy. Are there any plans in the future to help smaller companies with their energy bills, especially in the hospitality trade?
Well, we've put a number of interventions in, both to help individual, domestic, family settings, but also small businesses as well. Also had a scheme for energy intensive businesses. We won't be able to deal with all of the pressures that have come out over the last 12 months, but we are seeing some changes in the market, and we are confident that prices will come down. But what we're trying to do also is create the conditions for growth, for stability, so that businesses can say, right, we are confident where inflation is going to end up as we go through this year. It fell a little bit this week, which was very welcome. And it's in those conditions then that businesses will be able to invest and look positively to growing in the future.
Now, I know the government is very keen on its green policies. We're reading today that unfortunately EV cars have gone down by 2/3. Are there any plans to help boost the electric car market?
Well, we work very closely with the industry to look at some of the issues that exist around supply chains, looking at the infrastructure to support the charging network that's needed. And of course, there's always more to be done, but that's obviously a key priority as we move to a cleaner and greener economy, and one that is obviously serviced by cleaner vehicles.
Now, one of the things I always do with my guests, unfortunately I do like to prep them a little bit, Minister, but for your top 3 business tips, could you give us your top 3 business tips, please? I know it's a bit off the cuff.
Well, I think the first thing is to always keep things in perspective. I grew up on a small business, and sometimes things can look really difficult, and I think you've got to look back and learn lessons from the past, but also be optimistic about the future. And I think the third thing I would say is be ready to do things differently and to innovate. So I think that would be my sort of 3 simple tips that you can apply universally. I have a background in business. I was a management consultant before I became a Member of Parliament. But what's really important is that MPs and ministers like me listen to those that are working and running businesses day in, day out, so that we can actually develop policies that actually help on the ground and get us through these challenging times as we seek to find growth and stability in the economy.
Well, Minister, really nice to meet you again. Thanks ever so much for your time today.
Thank you.